Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, powerhouse kings and queens, I'm Zoopy Goggins and welcome to another edition of Frag Freak. Sometimes, within the designer world, a fragrance comes along that pushes the boundaries and changes the way that I at least think about fragrances. I'll give you an example of some in my collection that have done that for me. First one, Dior Homme Parfum. Absolutely amazing, well loved within the fragrance community and a masterpiece, no doubt about it, no argument. Absolutely fantastic fragrance, definitely pushing the boundaries as well. Not necessarily out there or majorly different, unique in any way, but just seriously good quality and heading towards niche quality, that type of thing. Dior Homme Parfum. Second one I'm going to show you today has very large amounts of sentimental value for me. This is Jean Paul Gaultier Fleur de Mal. Now, this fragrance is unique and different. Sadly discontinued, and a discontinued gem, absolutely amazing. My favourite fragrance of all time, also my wedding fragrance, and that will be sadly missed, at least by me. So Fleur de Mal by Jean Paul Gaultier, seriously unique and different and amazingly good quality in my book, and the performance is stunning through the roof. Definitely in towards a niche quality area, that one. Then another one, and not such a big and well-known brand, but very good and big in its own right, really. This one is by Boucheron, and it is Jaipur pour Homme. It's, for me, again, pushing those limits and boundaries of quality and just sheer bliss and stunning wow factor. And for me, that brings this one, although again, not massively unique, it's just sublimely beautiful and excellent quality. Now, these are the type of things I'm talking about when it comes to pushing the boundaries. The thing is with these ones, is these are from big houses that we sort of expect it from, or not so much expect it from, but we're not surprised when, especially things like Dior and Gaultier, do that type of thing because it's almost expected of them, you know. But sometimes we are hit from left field and we get one that's unexpected, and this one was certainly a surprise to me. I have done a review of this fragrance before, and the fragrance of which I speak today is none other than Police Icon Incense. This was a 2015 release. It's an eau de parfum concentration. It's a very nice bottle, if slightly teenagery looking, but the fragrance is anything but teenagery, let me tell you. It's lovely presentation, the box is excellent, and the price point is also amazing. I got my one for, when we had it in the store that I work in, for £20. I bought one just like that because I smelled it and I thought that's excellent, well worth every penny at £20. Then it went down to a tenner in our store, so I bought two more thinking at that price I want lots of it. So I'm slightly hoarded up with this one. But here we go. I'll get this out and I'll tell you about what I get from the smell. What I'm going to do first of all, I don't want to go into a big blurb about all of the notes and stuff, so what I'll do is I'll put them up here for you so you can see them here. Go through the top notes, the middle notes and the base notes there for you. You can have a little look at those, and I will tell you what I get from it, because sometimes it's not so much about the technicalities of what the notes are and on all of that detailed run through and stuff like that. It's about what one, you know, receives and experiences from the fragrance, you know, firsthand, and what we actually get from it, what our brain tells us is going on with it. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to tell you what I smell from it. I've got some dried down on this side here. I'm going to spray some on fresh on this side, just on the back of my hand, because I'm going to put something else on in a bit, because I'm completely addicted and I need several hits a day, you know. And let's see if I can miss my watch here. Just put some there. Freshly sprayed on now. So when I say pushing the boundaries and being different and unique and stuff like that, and being pushing towards a niche quality, I'm not saying necessarily that Police is a niche quality fragrance. I'm just saying that I find it's very, very different and unique. I'm not a pro by any means, and my experience is limited to my own 3.5 years within being interested in fragrances and stuff like that. So it's all what I've accumulated, my own knowledge and stuff like that. So anyone who wants to think you don't know what you're talking about, Zoop, is feel free to. And I don't half the time anyway, but I'm just giving you my opinion, right? So what we get first of all from this, what I get from this first of all, is a massive booziness, right? There is no booze listed in this. But to me, the first thing I get from this is a real strong booziness. It's like rum. Really, it makes me think of rum. It's the first and foremost and prominent note to me is a rum note. It's similar to something, the rum note in Bentley Intense. It's similar to the sort of boozy rum note in Tiziana Terenzi's Ursa, because I have that as well. It's that sort of really deep, intense, rich, sweet, dark, boozy rum kind of smell. That's the first thing I get from it. Okay, then spices and incense. Now that incense, obviously, incense is an it's made up of other things, isn't it? It can be. It's more of a sort of like a resinous kind of thing, with all that myrrh and a popanax and stuff like that, elemi, stuff like that. All of those resins. It's like a combination of that kind of thing. It's a very mixed incensey kind of smell, very, very strong. Booze and incense, really, first of all. Then spices. I know that there is pink pepper in this, and there is also cardamom, so that will be some of your spices. But it's a mixed spices kind of smell in here. And I'm getting the orris, which I know is slightly similar to iris, and I'm getting the patchouli is kind of subdued a little bit, but it's there. It's not a very brash, strong, pure patchouli kind of smell. It's almost kind of a little bit tamed back, the patchouli in this one. And I'm getting some really strong woods, and I know that it's white cedar essence in this. I don't know how that works out or what that is. Is it wood juice? Sounds a bit wrong, doesn't it? I'm getting a really deep woodiness in this, and it's almost heading towards an oudi kind of smell. And the sage is quite prominent in here as well, so it's herbal as well. Okay, so that's what I'm getting. I'm getting booze, incense, some woodiness, and the spices, and a little bit of herbalness, and also a sweetness. But the sweetness in here is not like a sugary sweetness. Well, I say that it's not like not like a bubblegum sweetness. I should have said it is actually quite a sugary sweetness, but it's a natural brown sugar kind of sweetness in here. Very, very nice indeed. It's do you know muscovado sugar? It's brown sugar, and it's a bit damp and sticky. It smells almost like that. So I know that this benzoin in here, which is a sweet aspect. It's almost like a vanillic kind of sweetness, but there doesn't appear to be that light and sort of cheery kind of sweetness that comes from vanilla. Usually in fragrances, it's more of a sort of dark and almost not molasses, but a dark and almost syrupy kind of a deep sweetness that's not too sweet, if that makes any sense. Probably not. Okay, so that's the description I'm giving. So it does give me a slight sort of also, there's a slight funkiness in there. It's a sort of a dirty funkiness, and I don't mean funky that kind of funk. I mean funky kind of funk. You get me? Like a barnyard kind of smell. Almost. I'm really hot with these lights, but it's actually boiling in here. I'm sweating. Have I got overexcited from it, or is it the really super strong cup of coffee I just drank? One of the two, anyway. Never mind. So yeah, there's with that what I mentioned with the woodiness being slightly oudi, and that patchouli, and that sort of darkness, and all of that woodiness. That woodiness is sort of is very, very almost wet kind of smelling. It does come through with a slight funkiness initially on the initial smell when you first put it on. However, the dry down, it's a lot more tamed. It's still quite strong, but that initial slightly messy, pungent smell has really tamed back a lot. Now then, the performance of this is excellent. Right, today I put it on and I put 2 sprays on my chest, 2 sprays on this arm, 2 sprays on this arm. I think I went a little one behind the ear as well, right? So it was about 6 or 7 sprays. And then I went out, and for the first 2 hours, it was beasting. Seriously, it was like I was walking along in my own little cloud of sillage. I could smell it as I was moving. This is outside, by the way, obviously. And everywhere I went, it was like, I don't know whether I'd put too much on or anything. I wasn't getting any funny looks or anything. Nobody keeled over. There weren't birds falling out of the sky and stuff like that. But it felt very strong to me, and I could smell it as I was moving along. The sillage is amazing on it. As for projection, I would say the first couple of hours is absolutely insane. Then it does come a bit closer to the skin, but it's still, I say closer to the skin, I mean just not beasting anymore. So it's still quite strong, and I have been wearing this one time, and I went into work the next day. I'd put it on, and then I went into work the next day, having not had a shower in the morning. Dirty bugger, I know, but I had to get up early, so I went in. And one of the girls in there said, "Oh, you smell nice, what's that?" And it was this from the day before. So that gives you an idea of the longevity of it. So performance is superb, and the smell is very unique and different. And I just thought I'd bring this to your attention because it's also really cheap. This one can be got for 17 or 18 quid on All Beauty, and I think you have to pay like £2 postage with them unless you spend 20 quid. So you could, I don't know, buy a Traveller or something else from them and you get your postage free, or just pay the £1, I think it's £1.95 postage, and you could get this yourself for less than £20. I think it's absolutely superb. It's not going to be for everyone. It does smell unique and different because a lot of these designer fragrances, they're meant to be mass-pleasing usually, aren't they? I mean, that's what the designers go for, isn't it? Because we're the strange ones, not your average Joe in the street. The average Joe in the street are what the designers are aiming for, okay? Because they're the majority of the people in the world. Normal people, not us, right? Hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for being with me. Like if you want to. Comment if you would. Subscribe as well. Press the notifications thing. And share the video. Whatever, you know. And safe man, chill out. Enough respect. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye bye bye.